All right, ladies and gents. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's your boy CryptoBlood, and I got my main man, TruthBlitz. Nick, what's going on, brother?
What's up, blockchain? What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Happy New Year to you and yours.
You as well?
Yeah, man. So, I just wanted, we talked about doing this. This is kind of like a kickoff to what we're going to be doing podcast called Block Party. Coming up this new year, and I thought this would be great, and you thought it'd be great to kind of kick it off with a something with just you and I, and then we'll eventually have other guests on,
Yep.
and chit chat about blockchain, crypto, and all that good stuff. But man, it's been a crazy year.
That it has.
Yeah, man. So, what are your thoughts? Just kind of reflecting on 2017. What did you like? What didn't you like?
I mean, what was as far as cryptos goes, what's not to like?
Right.
2017 was 2017 is the year like I really got into cryptos. Like
Okay.
I had, a little bit of Bitcoin prior, but I wasn't seriously into it.
Mhm.
But 2017 is, the very beginning of 2017 is when, I bought for the first time something other than Bitcoin, which was
Okay.
Ethereum for the first time for me. And,
Right.
and that's when I really just started. I mean, ask my wife, she hated the amount of time I spent on cryptos from the get-go. When I first really, in the beginning of 2017, it was like a full-time job,
Right.
just researching, reading this and that. And, I'm like, I'm like, I guess you could say, an obsessive person.
Okay.
So once I really kind of get focused on something, I obsess about it.
Yeah,
So
I'm obsessive compulsive a little bit as well. Like I get into like I want to do the same thing over and over again. I can get into that rut for sure.
right.
Yeah. So man, for me, this is definitely the most active I've been in cryptos since I got into it in 2012. Back then, I just, I bought Bitcoin, I bought Litecoin. I would buy and trade in and out of Dogecoin. Some of the other coins, we didn't have any tokens really back then. But this year was the first year I bought Ethereum. This year was the first time I got into an ICO. So there's a few things this year for me, even being in the game for quite a while, in cryptos at least it is. It definitely was a kind of a new experience for me as well for 2017. And
Yeah, it's
the gains have been nothing. I've never seen anything like it since I've been
yeah,
in this.
yeah. Like God, I'm trying to remember what my first ICO was. I don't know if it was Status.
I got into status.
No, I missed Status. The network was too clogged. I don't remember which my first one was, but yeah, man, like the initial gains on almost every ICO, for the first half of the year anyway, was astounding.
Yeah.
But I think we kind of saw somewhat of like, it was like somewhat of an ICO bubble,
Yep.
and that. Now it's kind of like, you got to find the diamond in the rough to see an initial pop.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a couple though, since it really kind of died down for, I've noticed, I personally haven't gotten into an ICO in, months. And a lot of people I know are doing the same thing. They just haven't really, it's like wait for it to get on Ether Delta and then buy it cheaper than the ICO price, because chances are you're going to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but once in a while, if I see a good one come along, I'm not saying I'm not gonna, I might still get into some ICOs. It all depends. It all depends on the bonus. You know what I mean? There's factors that, are going to determine whether I'm going to buy into an ICO. And my criteria is just a little more strict now,
Right. Yeah, same here. I mean, there are a couple that I'm looking to possibly look at this coming year. I think my appetite is definitely growing again. And I've learned, again, since this was like my first year of getting to ICOs as well. I've learned a lot. I know you probably have as well.
Mhm.
And I'm definitely going to kind of up the risk appetite for ICOs coming up this year. There's a few that are coming out that I think have some definitely have some promise to them. You know.
Yeah, definitely. And I know, we're going to see a lot of people coming into the space this year.
Yeah.
And, for anyone who doesn't know, and I didn't get into this one personally, but I missed it by like 2 days. But Veritasium was like the first real big ICO well, I don't know about the first big ICO, but, Veritasium is really kind of what got people interested in ICOs. When people started seeing the gains on Veritasium, it was like, all right, I need to start getting into ICOs. So, the instructions that were posted on the website, for somebody who's never really messed with cryptos other than buy Bitcoin, and at that time, Ethereum were the only ones on Coinbase, going from just that to getting into an ICO is like, two totally different things. It took some basically some training and research to be able to figure that out.
Right.
So I think this year, when Pillar launches their wallet, that is going to be a big plus for the newcomer into the crypto space who is looking to maybe get into an ICO. You're going to be able to do it right from that wallet without any chance of error.
Right.
So that's, I think that's going to be a big thing, something that we didn't have, in 2017. So, but I think ICOs will be their time again.
Yeah. Do you feel like 2017 set up a lot of people expectations to be unrealistic going forward with in regards to cryptos and ICOs and stuff? Or do you think like the people who are, were able to experience that whole rush are kind of level-headed and they're, what do you think their expectations are for 2018 and going into 18? Because I think personally people's expectations are really, really high.
I think they are too, and part of that is Cliff High's data. He has as a few tokens that he says are going to go to parity with the price of ETH. Which a couple of them, it's hard for me to see that happening. But then again, like I've told you in private conversation, and you agreed in the beginning of 2017, the stuff we are seeing now for prices, we never thought that was possible.
Never.
So, anything's possible is my point. But I think people are setting their expectations high, but at the same time, I think, if this data is right,
they're warranted, huh?
13,
they're warranted. If his data is right, then those expectations are warranted.
Right. And, he said right now, roughly 1% of the population of the world is in cryptos. And in 2018, we're going to see a move of 13% of the population into the crypto space. So if that's the case, I think those expectations are warranted.
Right.
So, I mean, that just imagine that, that much more money into the crypto space. So
I think
exciting for sure.
I personally think like Veritasium and Populous really put Cliff, like it clouded Cliff up in the industry, in the crypto atmosphere or community, in my opinion, with those two calls, because they came out of left field. You would have never thought that those two projects, you know what I mean? They didn't have like this stellar all-star lineup of, individuals running the team. I knew Reggie. I've been not necessarily following him, but I know of him, have known of him for years now, just in the equity stock side of things. So, but I would have never picked those two, and he hit it out the ballpark with those two predictions.
Veritasium, I wouldn't have. I agree with you there. Veritasium, if it was me, doing my own research, I probably wouldn't have picked. Populous. Once I found out about that, I was interested in it, but I missed I didn't have the dry powder. I had just used my funds in something else, and by the time I went in, and it was open for so long, I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, I still got time. And then it seemed like
when the Bare Naked Wealth report came out, I think is when everyone bought it up.
Yeah, and I believe you're right, and I knew about it before that because Mike B, I believe, was talking about Populous before it was in Cliff's report, and so that's how I initially found out about Populous.
Gotcha.
And like I said, I thought I had time, and by the time I got the ETH, because there was a minimum. There was different levels. It was like 5, 10. I think I wanted to get to one of the higher levels. I think 10 I was trying to go for.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed it. And I'm so mad for missing it.
Man, I'll never forget this. I was in Seattle. I just read the Bare Naked Wealth report for that month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, I was handling some business out there. And I'm like, I got back to the hotel room. I'm like, all right. I think it was a day later. Yep. After the Bare Naked Wealth report came out, I'm like, all right, let me go check this Populous out. So I went into the site, and back then, I don't know if you remember, but when you clicked on the token sale link for Populous, it like errored out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? So I jumped in the Telegram room. I'm like, yo, I can't get to your token sale. They're like, oh, the pre-ICO is over. We sold out. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, so when does the regular ICO start? He's like, there is no. I'm like, what? There's no. How do you have a pre-ICO and not? So I was kind of pissed about that. But
I emailed them too and asked same thing. I emailed them. I said, hey, I'm trying to get into the pre-ICO. Oh, it ended. Well, when's the ICO? Yeah, we're not doing one. We sold out everything in the pre-ICO. I said, damn. And man, I'll tell you what, those people who, I'm pretty sure I did the math. And I think if you put about 25 ETH into Populous, I think you're looking at like $1 million right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So basically, I bought ETH at $10 each.
Yeah.
So, do the math right there. $250, you got $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Where else can you do that?
Yeah.
Where? You're not doing that in the stock market.
No, sir.
You're not doing that in any other market. So, man, this is crazy, It
is. And, we'll get into, how we view and what we think about 2018 a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it's exciting, and there's more to come.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely more to come. So, you brought up yesterday, we were kind of kicking it for a minute, and you were talking about Charlie Lee. 2017 has been the year of like Twitter beef. These guys have been beefing more than some of these rappers on Twitter. Yeah. It's hilarious, but it's kind of cool to me. I like the action. Kind of boring industry, bring some drama to it.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, you were telling me about Charlie Lee, Litecoin, kind of going at it with Vitalik.
Yeah, we were having that discussion about, and how, for everyone who doesn't know how this conversation started was, we're talking about how basically a lot of cryptocurrencies, though they are decentralized, as in there's no middleman, you send transactions peer to peer. But in a sense, they are still centralized because, Ethereum or Litecoin or so many others can't advance and change the protocol or do any kind of upgrades if it doesn't go through, for example, like the Litecoin Foundation or the Ethereum Foundation. So they basically, in a sense, hold the future of that blockchain, to a small group of people.
Yeah.
Now there are some that are set up where it has to be voted on by the community. There are some that are set up like that. So not everyone is like this, but in a sense, a lot of these cryptos are, like I said, in a sense, centralized. Right. So And you know, we got into talking about that, and we'll get into how we got into that in a minute. But there was actually a tweet that Vitalik put out, and Charlie Lee responded to it, and they were talking about this very thing, talking about how basically what I just said. You know, Charlie Lee said that, you know, Ethereum is not fully decentralized because of the Ethereum Foundation, just as Litecoin isn't fully decentralized because it has the Litecoin Foundation. Yeah, there's the right here. You know, so they kind of went back and forth. Vitalik asked, basically, what are 2 out of 4 things that, you know, basically for the most part, what you would want in a cryptocurrency? And Charlie said highly decentralized, highly secure, you know, high transaction throughput and low fees. And then they kind of got into, you know, Ethereum is not highly decentralized.
Yeah, Charlie Lee says that, and he said, what do you think is centralized about it? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then he says here, the Ethereum Foundation and you are a centralizing force, and you can say the same thing about Litecoin and me. It's not necessarily a bad thing, as you're trading off a bit of decentralization for more efficiency. So, wow, when you said that, it's crazy. I never thought about it like that. When you said that the other day, I'm like, wow, I have to agree that these projects are somewhat centralized.
But the thing is, this is something that we need, though, or is not necessarily a bad thing if we want these blockchains and these cryptocurrencies to grow and advance. We need somebody to make that happen.
I agree.
You know, so as long as they're making changes that are in the best interest of the people and not themselves, not, you know, just a couple people, then I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not like it's you know, a central bank, which we all know, you know, whose interest they have in mind, not us.
Correct.
So,
my whole thing is, I think if it's a hybrid type of scenario or setup would be more ideal. Like, I don't like how centralized Bitcoin Core is. And to the contrary, I kind of like, and I know I'll probably get a lot of flack for this, but I kind of like how Bitcoin Cash has 6 or 7 development dev teams working on it. They all, you know, they're all kind of doing their thing, and then they kind of come together and make decisions like that. So I think a more decentralized, centralized system would be ideal, in my opinion. I don't really care for the whole Bitcoin Core, how they move with things, because it seems like, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, what they say kind of goes. You know. I mean, the miners can push back, but you see what happens with that. It just forks.
Right, and we've seen so many forks in 2017.
Right, so it'll just be another fork, and the core will just continue on doing what they want to do.
Right.
They have the brand like that. They have that intrinsic brand, that value already with Bitcoin. So that is concerning to me, and it should be. And I would love, you know, you guys watching, definitely leave your feedback, and what do you guys think about Bitcoin being very centralized in that manner? It's a decentralized protocol, yes, but the people issuing or having the most influence over the protocol gets pretty centralized.
Yep, I agree. You know, I don't have any bias when it comes to Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, me either.
This is how I'm looking at it. Whatever one is going to make me money. You know, it doesn't matter to me. A lot of people have emotional ties to Core because they've been holding it so long. They made so much money on it already. And, you know, Bitcoin Cash is the new kid on the block, you know, so.
And you have to give them, you have to give some validity to Bitcoin Cash, that they are on, I believe Coinbase is the largest U.S. exchange, if you want to call them exchanges, an exchange. So you have to literally, like, people, just think of it like this. Cliff has said it in 2018. We're gonna go from 1 to 2% to 13% adoption. I don't know if those data sets are primarily U.S. pop or is that global pop. I'm not sure.
I think global.
Okay.
You know what? That's a good question, but I'm pretty sure he meant globally.
Okay. So out of that percentage, I'm gonna guess maybe 6 or 7%, 6% maybe U.S. Maybe
Probably.
5% of that,
Yeah.
13 of that. So I'm just saying, like, people are going to be exposed to anything that you see on Coinbase. And I think this is kind of an offshoot, but I saw this last night. I believe word on the street is Coinbase will be adding Ripple next.
I heard
I saw
that
some
rumor.
test. Yeah, I saw some video of of their beta or test environment, their sandbox environment. Someone was playing around and had, they were playing with the Ripple protocol or wallet. I don't like that they're adding Ripple. But that may explain the rise in the price here we've seen.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. People either speculating that it's going to be added or people with inside information, who are making some moves. And if it is added, it will go higher.
Yes, it will.
It's going to go like, well, hopefully it doesn't pull a Bitcoin Cash where they start, shutting it down so they can make money. And then, because that's what they did when they added Bitcoin Cash, they allegedly were insider trading.
See, I don't understand how that would be. I don't understand how they benefited from, like, insider trade. To me, would be seeing a significant rise in Bitcoin Cash prior to them announcing it on Coinbase. You see what I'm saying? Like them going to other exchanges and buying it up. And
I'm not sure how it happened. Somebody said the price was so much higher there because of how much Bitcoin Cash they held because of all the Bitcoin that people kept on Coinbase. So obviously there's that much Bitcoin Cash on Coinbase if you held it there before the fork. So now, is that why we saw the initial pop in price on GDEX and Coinbase and not other exchanges? It would make sense. No,
I'm just thinking from a trading perspective, an order book perspective. Seeing it spike up to 9,000 just shows that there was no liquidity at those levels. So it was easy to go from if there are no orders in between 5,000 or 3,000 and 9,000, and the next order is 9,000. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna try to buy. I think so. I don't know. I think it was just excitement, people buying up, and
it could be. Somebody did a video talking about their theory on what happened, and I don't remember who it was or what they said because I didn't watch the whole video. But I remember seeing something, and it sounded very plausible. But then again, I don't know. I don't work for Coinbase, so
right. So as far as the whole Charlie Lee, that whole back and forth that Charlie had with Vitalik, like what do you feel like? Is that true?
As far as centralization, yeah, they to an extent, a lot of these cryptos are in a sense centralized, but on the other hand, they're decentralized. So there is an element of centralization in a lot of them. Like I said, there are some that, they can't do anything unless they get votes from coin holders. So there are some that are set up to be fully decentralized. And then you got ones that are fully centralized like Ripple. So
check this, guys, look at the screen. I'm still in Vitalik's thread, tweet from when he was talking with Charlie Lee. It says here, this one guy says here, I would much rather have a smart and humble guy like Vitalik leading Ethereum than a what does it say, void like BTC core team. Same as Satoshi, same as LTC, Charlie Lee. These guys are inspiring. Yeah, man. I just said that. Like,
Yep.
literally, core, man. That is, and people are just like you said. They're so emotionally attached. They're not even looking at kind of what's going down with core and block. Was it Blockstream?
Blockstream, yeah.
You know, that's, you got to look at that stuff, man. You know,
Yeah.
we you know, we're so busy to be, you know, we're so quick to be conspiracy theorists on all other things, but what about, you know, a hijacking of Bitcoin?
Right. And that kind of, you know, brings me to, you know, what else we're going to talk about, which is a perfect segue into that, is Quinn Michaels. Now, I had one of my subs want me to do a video on Quinn Michaels' theory on Bitcoin, and it kind of got me into, I wanted to watch what he's saying. And he's basically saying how, you know, a lot of these cryptos are centralized, and some of the richest people in the world, you know, the elites, are backing multiple crypto projects.
Yeah.
So if you start connecting dots,
Right.
you know, like Peter Thiel, if I'm not mistaken, funded Vitalik to make Ethereum and many other crypto projects.
Right.
You know, and then other people as well. And I don't want to speak, you know, something that is not true or that he didn't exactly say. So I'm not going to say too much on the matter because I did not take notes. I got to watch the video again and really pay attention to it. But, you know, as far as the centralization, that is, you know, there's a lot of, it's almost like, and like I said, you said, I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but it's almost like, you know, a lot of the richest people in the world set up cryptocurrencies to get rich off us. I mean, I don't know if that's the case, but the way I kind of got into watching, you know, Quinn Michaels is he wanted me to, the subscriber of mine wanted me to talk about his theory on Bitcoin and if it was created by artificial intelligence. And he didn't really have a lot of evidence to substantiate that claim. It was more so the Bitcoin protocol is so advanced that there's only a small handful of people in the world that could have written it. And this guy is an AI programmer, Quinn Michaels. He's an AI computer programmer. He writes and develops AI bots. And I don't think that Bitcoin was created by AI, although I'm told that there is AI that can develop a blockchain now, develop a blockchain protocol. But
so my thing about it is, yeah, I think Bitcoin, its protocol was very eloquently designed to the point where it definitely had to have been, I think, a group of very advanced cryptographers. But as he stated, there are only a handful of those that could have done it, and my thing is, why not them? Why couldn't it have been them?
Right. Exactly.
You know, there have been attempts at this type of, if you want to call it, digital cash, going all the way back to I believe the 70s.
What was it called too? I don't remember. It failed. I don't remember.
Yeah. God, E-money. No, not E-money. I can't remember either. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there are many attempts at this. So I don't. For it to be an AI that created it, what did the AI also write the white paper too?
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. And you know, this guy Quinn Michaels seems like a very smart guy. I mean, let's be honest. If you are a computer programmer, you're a smart person. There's no way around that.
Right.
I just don't believe in that theory of his. However, you know, what I do think is more plausible is, you know, this crypto conspiracy he talks about, where, you know, basically a few really rich people are who are behind the vast majority of big crypto projects, big cryptos. You know, I think that's a lot more plausible than AI having been what wrote the Bitcoin protocol. So
Yeah, that's way more plausible, and even that I don't think so. The reason why I don't agree with that one is because that's more believable than AI for sure. But the reason why I say I don't believe that so much is that I don't think an elite group would create this type of technology that was open source. That's the crux. That's the one part of it that makes me feel like I think it was not the elitists. It was someone trying to create a new paradigm shift for everyone else. If you want to be a big weird guy, the good guys created Bitcoin, and yeah.
No, but at the
What do you
same
think about
time,
that?
well, yeah, it's open source, and we can read the code. But the thing is, the only part, and this is what scares a lot of, we'll say, conspiracy theorists away from cryptos, is the fact that, you know, we've been being told for years that the plan is to go into a cashless society.
True.
And now with blockchain technology, every transaction you make is right there for anybody to see. It's on record. The government or whoever, if they adopt this technology, can see everything you do in your financial history. So, you know, that is the only thing I think that would make me say, well, you know, I don't know. Maybe that is the case. Who knows? I mean, you know what? Maybe we can try to get him on one night for an interview.
That would be dope. That would be excellent. Yeah, we'll try to do that for sure coming up this new year. What about, so the only thing about that is that we have, because of Bitcoin, we have all of these other projects that are, you know, that kind of grew out of the concept of Bitcoin, Monero, Zcoin, Cloak, all of these other projects, which if Bitcoin was not open sourced, probably would not exist today. So I think it's if they did create it, they really messed up by making it open source.
Yeah.
Because we can all easily, that's the beauty of it now at this point, we can easily shift over to another coin fairly quickly. Yes, a lot of wealth would be probably destroyed or transferred, you know, but you know, the concept of blockchain and cryptocurrencies can never be reversed at this point or controlled, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, if it was that kind of case where it was basically developed for nefarious reasons, basically it got away from them and they dropped the ball. So now it's to a point now where it's being used for good. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think the technology is great. You know, I really believe in blockchain technology, and it's, I don't know, it's clear that our old way of doing financial transactions, our old banking system is, you know, I'm not going to swear, but I was about to. It's broken.
It's broken. It's definitely broken. So what I'll do, ladies and gents, I will leave a link to this article that Nick left us on the screen here, so you guys can take a look at it and give me and Nick your feedback on this idea of Bitcoin being, I know it's a kind of an old topic.
Yeah.
It was a couple of months, I think a month or two ago. Yeah, 2 months ago, I first heard about it, that kind of popping up. And I think, what did Cliff say about that? Do you remember?
Yeah, he said he basically, he didn't believe that at all.
Okay.
He's like, no, this isn't the case.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly. I don't remember whose show he was on when he said it, but somebody asked him about that specifically. I don't remember who it was, but
yeah, there's another offshoot of that really quickly, kind of going back to what we were talking about Ripple and stuff. There was a video that one of the Webbot chat room members sent me, and I think actually your boy Crypto Omar Bam interviewed Charles Hoskins. I think he's PhD, and he actually helped create Ethereum with Vitalik. And he's doing the Cardano. I know you're excited about that project.
I just got a little bit. I kind of wish I bought more when it was cheaper. I meant to buy it back at 11 cents. I was looking at it and then just dropped the ball. And but I think, just like you, I think that I really like EOS, and I think that EOS is going to do very, very well. But who says there's not room for another smart contract?
There absolutely
platform.
is. And I never did go look into Cardano. I've done less research than you have. At least you bought some. I haven't even looked at it. And me finding out that Charles Hoskins is part of Cardano is amazing. That brings validity. And I look at Charles Hoskins as I do with Dan Larimer. Very smart individuals that have had successful projects prior to these, the new ones they're working on. And that to me, man, holds a lot of weight with projects. If you have a track record, like Dan has a track record of successful rollouts of multiple projects.
Yep.
BitShares, Steemit. I use Steemit every day, and I make money on Steemit every day. It's a working, proven system. Man, you got to roll with these guys. You have to at least put a few chips on the table behind these projects, in my opinion. So that's just my 2 satoshis on that.
Yeah, Cardano, I believe how it's set up is peer review. That's how anything will happen. With the code, it's all going to be peer reviewed. So by scientists, and I got to look into it a little deeper because I really haven't done extensive research on it. But I did watch Omar Bam talked about it the other day a little bit, and read an article about Cardano. So I think I'm still more excited about EOS, but that's because I really haven't done the research on Cardano that I have on EOS. So,
gotcha.
Yeah,
man. So, kind of segueing into that, from that into, we talked about this too, how a little bit at the beginning of the video, Cliff High, man. This is the year of Cliff High. This has been, and shoot, what do you think? Do you think he'll be as hot and as accurate in 2018?
You know what? I think he will, but it almost seems to me like maybe Cliff kind of wants to take a step back and distance himself a little bit. Maybe not fully, but it seems that way to me. And I know I started sensing this when he started not talking about projects as much that he previously did, and he says the reason being is he didn't want to he didn't want self-fulfilling prophecies,
right?
So he hasn't really talked about Pillar. He didn't bring that up in the last report. He didn't bring up specific things that he usually talked about in the last 3 Amigos video, and he says that's the reason, because basically Cliff will talk about something and it'll happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, if he talks about the price of a coin going up, is it because that, and I know that I believe in the Webbot. I have made money from following those calls. And even before Cliff really blew up to the level that he is now in the crypto space. So some of these calls, some of these, price increases? Is it because it was going to happen anyway, or is it because Cliff said so and now everyone ran and went and bought it?
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
mean?
saying.
So,
Like, if we're getting to the point, like I thought about this last year, sometime in the middle of the year, like when I started really seeing the accuracy of his calls, to the point where I know he bumped the price up from $15 to $99, because he's like, and I didn't blame him. He should have been, to me, charging even more than $99 at that particular point. But he was starting to get the hit rate was high, man. And I'm like, wow, like what happens when people catch on to this and you have a whole bunch of people looking at his reports and then following them? Is it a self-fulfilling prophecy? Is it a feedback loop? He did touch on that in a couple of videos, I do remember. And he did say that, sometime in the 2019 or 20, I can't remember, that there will be, I don't know, it wouldn't work as well, and he's going to have to tweak it or something. But that still doesn't negate the fact that the information that he puts out, so many people follow. Will that, what happens with that? Is it a self-fulfilling prophecy now, or is it, I mean, the data could really show that, but does he like now influence it like quicker or something? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's why he basically won't talk about things in specifics in detail, or talk about prices a lot anymore, because he doesn't want that to happen. So I don't know, but there's always going to be naysayers about him. There's people who don't believe in it. I believe,
which makes no sense. Like, I literally don't. They must have not read the reports, and they're just hating on them.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know. I mean, there's always haters in this space. So, people don't want to see people don't want to see him make money. I guess they, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I believe in what he's doing. I think the Webbot is, I know that he's a smart individual. So, super smart. Just listening to him talk, you can tell the level of intellect that he has. So
definitely, yeah.
He, supposedly he's been working on this. I don't. How long has the Webbot been running? Do you know?
Late 1990s, I believe.
Yeah. He developed it at first, or tried to, for the stock market. So,
kind of came out of his Microsoft projects. He was dealing with linguistics and databases and trying to make them run faster, more efficiently, taking some of those tables out. Yeah. So,
I mean, listen, for cryptos, the rate of, right calls to wrong ones is astounding. On cryptos, it's been, I mean,
and even his woo stuff, I've been following him for a while, like a lot of his woo stuff would not be on point as far as the timing, but man, it always seemed to always come to fruition. It's the weirdest thing, and it'll be things like he couldn't have just made it up just to make it up. Like, I remember maybe 2 summers ago, in one of his reports, he talked about lakes falling from the sky. And literally, bro, that summer it was raining so hard. The meteorologists were actually calling it lakes falling out of the sky. And how could he have made that up? And they said it. It was amazing, man. So he's not been as accurate with his other calls and predictions as he has been with cryptos, but he's the truth, man. No lie.
I can't wait to see how much of this Antarctica stuff comes to fruition.
Yeah, that's deep. That's gonna be deep. I was actually watching something last night on quantum physics, and this project they're trying. I was actually going to send it to Cliff to have him check it out. It was a pretty interesting video. It's a project they're trying to raise funds for. They think they've kind of figured out a way to get around gravity. They've been able to find. They think they found a way to harness gravity.
Mm-hmm.
And once you can control gravity, everything else opens up. That's like the key to the universe. You'll be able to have free energy, propulsion. Your engines and stuff. You won't need that because you'll be able to manipulate the gravity field in front of you and behind you and move forward. All types of stuff, man, will open up from just if we can figure out what gravity is first of all. And how to manipulate it, but I kind of digress on that. But yeah, man. So yeah, Cliff, he's awesome, man. The haters are gonna hate. I already know that. You know that, and I'm just glad that he decided to what he called like kind of give back because he's been so wrong on the precious metals. He's been able to kind of pay it forward a little bit, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So let's see here. We've got JSNP4. That was a big topic this year in 2017. I got into it with him a couple times. Yeah, what do you think about this guy, man? He's hitting all-time low with this trader boss situation.
Man, I don't even know what to say about him. When I started following him, and I had known who he was, but I was never subscribed to his channel. But I seen videos here and there. They pop up on my news feed. But when I first started following him, he seemed like a genuine, person. He just, he wanted to help people out. He was excited about cryptos. He's making a little bit of money. Then he, after that, with the Veritasium trade, I think things kind of started changing. I think money kind of changed who he is as a person.
Yeah, man. So I have to agree. To agree. That's when I saw the change. And me, I've been following him for quite some time, 4 years or so. And that is definitely the crossroad. That was where things changed, in my opinion, about him. And it's pretty sad, man. Him acting the way he does now really actually made me kind of go back and look at some of his behavior and thoughts and feelings about some things he said in the past. How he would talk down on this so-called riffraff, his neighbors and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I can see a joke. You make a joke out of it here and there, but he would always like talk down on them like they're less of a human being. And I started looking back just at different stuff. I'm like, it could have been in them the whole time, man. And really, what money does is just makes it more comfortable for you to show your true self.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Listen, I'm not gonna, I don't want to bash the guy because he's still a human being, and people are still gonna stick up for him.
No doubt.
They drank the JSNP Kool-Aid. So, but I mean, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. When I kind of really started getting a bad taste in my mouth was, when he asked his subscribers to buy him a golf cart for a housewarming gift.
Oh man,
at the same time bragging about how much money you're making on cryptos and your 50,000 ETH donation token of appreciation for a wild crypto. I think it was the same day. It might even been the same damn video that he asked his subs to buy him a golf cart.
Oh man, yeah.
That left a bad taste in my mouth, but I still watch his videos.
Yeah, I did too.
And then Bit Petite happened, and okay, you know what? Like, yeah, okay, you said, this is a highly risky thing. Don't do it, but here's my referral link.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you have a YouTube channel with that many people following you, that comes with responsibility. All right, that's my take on it. So You know, people are gonna do what you're doing, even if you tell them not to do it.
Right.
They see you doing it, and you're you have a little bit of success. They're gonna do it anyway.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
you know, I don't know. I just think he shouldn't have put the referral link. You know, yeah, he attempted to pay back some of the money, you know, what he could, you know, but he made $1 million from what I heard, right? Was something like that? He got about $1 million in
no, I
well,
don't think.
no, what was it? Not he didn't make $1 million, but what was it?
He got $1 million of funds that were funneled through to BitPetite.
Right, that's what I meant. But I knew he didn't make $1 million.
Yeah, but I think he was. I think he made maybe about 80 grand or so off of it, and he gave 10% back when he. My whole thing, that was the last straw for me for BitPetite with that BitPetite thing, because and that's when I got into it with him. I'm like, dude, I've been following you for 4 years, bro. I remember Pastor Dow, you going to Tennessee. Like, you can't come at me like that. Like, I've been following you. So for you to first, you know, kind of go at when he told his subs that they were stupid for investing in it and blaming, he kind of deflected the blame off into them. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. Just say you're sorry. I swear, if he would have said he was sorry, humbly just said, you know, I made a mistake. We all do. We get a little ahead of ourselves, in which we do, and moved on. He wouldn't have as bad of a karma that he's got right now from that. I don't think. But he couldn't do it. I agree.
And then now, you know, you got Cliff. Remember when Cliff came out and said, you know, he had a Webbot head on Snip that he was going to gain major notoriety.
Yeah, Snip was like,
I'm famous. He's famous, all right, bro.
And he went out and did the Trader Boss thing.
Yeah, and that's what happened next, you know. And he's still out there making videos talking about like nothing happened. You know, of course, he disabled the subscriber his comments because people found out the truth, and now they're pissed off. So rather than facing it or admitting he was wrong, he's just gonna make it so people can't reach out to him. So next, he'll probably get off Twitter too, because you know
that's when you hit an all-time low, when you close the comments down.
Yeah,
I said this in the comment. I said, man, once you close those comments down, you are essentially saying you don't give a F about your viewers and your subs, because that's what it's all about. We feed off of our subscribers. I know you do. I talk to my subs all the time, whether good or bad. We don't argue but debate. You know, we have differences of views. That's fine, but that's the energy I need to keep going with this whole thing, and because it's all about that relationship with my subscribers.
Yep.
So once you put that wall up, man, that's, to me, is when you hit an all-time low as a personality / whatever you want to call yourself on YouTube. That it defeats the purpose. You might as well get off. And this guy had the audacity, after closing his comments, I didn't tell you this, yesterday, he responds to a message on, I commented on the guy Cryptoc. I don't even know how, Cryptopher, yeah. He comes and comments under my comment. I said, Snip, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. You cannot say a word to me. You have your comments disabled.
What did he say?
I can't remember what he said. I told him. I responded. I said, dude, do not talk to me, man. I can't believe you came on another So you want to be able to go on other people's channels and comment, but you want to block all your comments, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they got streets named after him. One way.
Oh man, so yeah, that's that, man. I hope he kind of gets it together. I listen, I'm not hating on the dude. No. I only talked about it because I truly cared about where he was going and what direction he was going in this whole space, and it's the wrong direction. But I hope for the best for him in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And that Trader. What do you think about Trader Boss though? That's a whole other situation.
The evidence against him that has been put out there is damning. You know, they can say whatever they want. They can say that, oh, well, somebody else made a Twitter account pretending to be me. This is what they said, pretending to be Trader Boss to try to market his thing or whatever, some bull excuse that I don't believe or whatever, because all the dots were connected. The evidence out there is damning.
No pun intended.
Yeah, right, exactly. all of the evidence that's out there, if this was a court trial, you know, he would hang. He would be found guilty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and listen, I don't know 100% without a shadow of a doubt that his intentions are to screw people over this time, like this guy did, you know, in Forex, and run off with a bunch of people's money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're saying, oh, well, you know, Snip, why do you care? He made you a small fortune. Listen, we're in a bull market, so it's easy to make calls, especially if the allegations that you're ripping them off from another person's service is true, which I've heard from multiple sources.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, so I don't know if, you know, who knows, maybe he turned over a new leaf, but it seems to me that people like that, you know, don't just change just like that. If you're a greedy person,
yeah,
and greed is in you, then, you know, you don't just say, oh, well, I guess it doesn't really matter to me anymore if I don't make a shit ton of money, so I'll just, you know, stop being greedy. It doesn't really usually work like that. I'm not saying somebody can't change, but so listen, my point is, if maybe he turned over a new leaf and maybe he isn't trying to screw people over this time, but that's irrelevant to me. You screwed over a number of people in the past to the point where you got death threats, multiple death threats on your life. So I don't want to mess with you. I don't want to support you or put money in your pocket. So I'm all set with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know, some people, man, they're just so shallow as far as how they assess a person's character. They
Mm-hmm.
base it on money or something along those lines.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're making money right now. As you stated, it's a bull market. Everyone's making money. Okay. And so me being a trader, I've been trading for 12 years now. I said this at the beginning when someone asked me about like what I felt about Trader Boss. I'm like, I can't tell you. I don't really know. I can't speak on him. I need to see, you know, some track record. I need to see some consistency, see how his trading record looks going forward. Because I know how it is, man. You have winning streaks in trading, but it never fails. You have to have losing streaks. It's all about statistics and probability when you're trading. That's all it is, man. It's just probability, and you're trying to be on the right side of the winning streak. You know what I mean? Overall, in general. So you're going to have those losing streaks, and then that's when you find out, are you really teaching people something, or are they just kind of riding the wave? And if they're riding a wave, man, they turn on you quick when they start losing money. Mm-hmm. They turn quick. People are turning on them now over a stupid ass Litecoin call that they got wrong.
Yeah.
So what? They're going to get more wrong. keep
right.
following him. You're going to get more wrong. So it's like, I just blame them for not taking the time to. You got to educate and set the expectations correctly when you're teaching someone to trade. That's the most important thing, is setting the right expectations, and then from there you go on. But that's the only thing I have a problem with.
When they put this together, it seems to me that it was marketed like, hey, sign up for this course because we'll make you a master trader in 3 videos.
Yep.
That's bullshit. You know, it takes years to become an efficient trader. Yep. Plain and simple. Yep. You know, not 3 friggin' videos.
Nope.
And so, hey, listen, I told people asked my opinion in the Webbot room or via email. I said, listen, you do what you want, but don't go in there expecting that you're going to be this great trader after watching these videos, because it's not going to happen. And I just left it like that. So listen, and I'm going to seek out, you know, some classes in trading.
Yeah,
I
you
want
were
to learn
telling
how to
me.
trade.
Yeah, you were
You know,
telling me you're gonna
so
sign up for actually the guy that Trader Boss is ripping his calls from.
I don't know if I'm going to sign up for his class or not, but
Okay. Okay.
you know, but I do. You know, we talked about, you know, you teaching me how to chart,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
you know,
my
it's
my my
something.
services are really like one-offs and tailored exclusively to what you're looking to learn. So
Right.
because like I said, I'm not looking to teach anyone how to trade in 6 months or even. I mean,
Mhm.
you'll learn over a span of a year or so, but there are levels to it, man. You
Right.
know, from
Not 3 videos.
no way. And that's why I said this is going to go down in flames. I knew that from the get-go because they were just more so, it's almost like a money grab. Like they didn't really want to put in the work. It doesn't look
Yeah.
like they really want to put in that work to teach people.
Oh, Snip said there's more to come. They're coming out with
Oh,
more
okay.
classes. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
listen.
Well, if they come out with more classes, then that's good. That's good. They need a whole
Yeah.
bunch of classes because it can't be done in 3 or
No.
even 6. So
No.
they're gonna have to make that a full-time job.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the thing now. Are people gonna? I'm sure a number of people will, but are people still gonna even want to mess with them after what's come out? I mean, I don't want to mess with somebody who's a, you know, a known and proven scam artist.
Yeah, and
That's just me.
I fought Snip on this in this particular scenario or this situation is that he again I don't think his heart is bad, but he's leading he's basically letting greed lead his way in his
Mhm.
actions. So what he's doing is he saw this guy and he didn't do a full vet. He didn't vet this guy.
Right.
You know, he's signing
Right.
contracts with this guy's trust. That's no. What does that mean? I mean, that means nothing. The contract means nothing. And if you don't know who this person is, you're just signing a contract with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, contract's null and void if there's no name on it.
Exactly. Exactly. What the hell is what was the contract for anyway? Like that's
I
that to
don't
me. I
know.
think that's that.
I think that was a marketing strategy to show how
Right.
genuine of a
Yeah.
person he is.
Yeah.
It's all, you know, it's just
Yeah.
this is up and above everything else. This is about helping people. You know, this is about helping you to make money off people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. From what I've
There.
heard, people have asked for there's people in the Webbot room that asked for a refund
They didn't get it
and were
though.
denied.
Yeah. They didn't get
So,
it.
you know,
That's
and they didn't even,
nonsense.
yeah,
It's unfortunate, man.
it is. It
It's
is.
unfortunate.
So,
So there are a lot of free courses online. People can, and so that's the thing with it's almost like school. Like you can go pay someone to learn how to do X, Y, Z, the traditional route, you know, in school, collegiate level or whatever. But or you can go and be self-taught and learn. But a lot of people aren't. Though you got to have that skill to self-teach, you know, to do a self-taught type of curriculum.
mhm.
So it just depends on which direction you feel like you want to go, people, as far as the trading. I personally say, and people don't, the real ones will tell you this: trading is not for everyone. Even if you try to learn it, you most likely will not be successful at it.
Mhm.
I'm just honest. So best thing in this market probably is for you to either sign up for like I'm getting ready to start up my algorithm and in cryptocurrency. I'm trying to bring mine over from Forex. Sign up for some type of signal, or you know, have someone manage your funds in some type of proprietary hedge fund where they're trading it with an algorithm or something. Algos
Right.
is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, and I run, you know, I run and sell the gun bot.
Yeah,
So I do
yeah.
that.
Yep.
But I'm gonna check out at least a 1 month subscription to start of Bits to Freedom's
Mm-hmm.
signal service. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
because from what I understand, the one that they were doing Trader Boss and whatever, it was only for specific people or something like that. I wasn't going to do it anyway, but I did go check it out, and it was for select people for some reason. I don't know why. So
yeah, mine is going to be it's going to be a limited one as well. And here's why. It's a reason you do this, because in markets, like if I had my signal open to unlimited amount of people, what ends up happening is both, like, the more people I get sign up, the more they're going to actually leak and share my signals to people that didn't sign up. That's one.
Right.
And then secondly, it creates a network effect, and then it almost is null and void. Like, people can front run. It won't work after a certain amount of people, because remember, trading is, people say it's not a zero sum. It's not a zero sum game. It almost is. I know options are. I've had this debate with people, but you're basically playing against someone. You're playing a game against someone else. So if everyone is on the same side of the trade, it's just not going to work. You don't have anyone to buy or sell to. So you got to have it be somewhat proprietary and closed, so that a limited number of people will benefit from it, if that makes sense. So,
right. Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts, man, about 2018, man? You've said it. It's changed your life, 2017 in cryptos.
Yep, it has.
What do you see for 18, man?
I think 18 is going to be, I feel like it's going to be even better because, well, there's a couple reasons. Me personally, just in the last week and a half, have had my father get into cryptos, my brother get into cryptos, my cousin get into cryptos, multiple other people that I know calling me wanting to get into cryptos. So this is just me, one person. How many other people out there that are into cryptos now have people coming to them like, hey, this thing you've been talking about for a while now, I finally want to get in. So I can see that mainstream adoption, that big move of the population into the crypto space starting to happen. We're in the early phases of it right now.
Yes, sir.
So I think 2018 is going to be huge. And when people get their income tax money, watch out.
Oh boy, I said that a few weeks ago. Yep.
So, I think by March, April, prices are going to really start taking off. I think they're going to start taking off before that. This is just my prediction. Yeah. I think by March, April, they're really going to start going.
Yeah. I see us in 2018. I see us by probably mid-February, early February, mid-February. I see us market cap above $1 trillion.
Oh, yeah. I thought, at one point when we started hitting that really big bull run, when Bitcoin went to almost 20 grand, I really thought that there was a slight chance we might have hit $1 trillion before 2018 or by New Year's.
Yeah, we were on our way.
Slight. But so yeah, I think
we hit one of Saturn's rings and got knocked right back down to Jupiter.
Yep.
Yeah, we couldn't make it, man. Couldn't get past that 20K barrier.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely gonna happen. $1 trillion marker. I'd rather look at and make predictions on the market cap versus the price of a particular coin, because then you're really guess. And all that is a guess. If you kind of make a prediction on the market cap, I think that's a more realistic, sound way of kind of, because we don't know of that pie of $1 trillion how that's going to allocate, what's going to go to what, so on and so forth. So yeah, I see it. I see it coming soon, early, like definitely before the first quarter is out, we'll hit $1 trillion.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think you're. I'd venture to say you're right.
Yeah, no doubt. So what else, man? What are you excited about in 2018 as far as projects coming up?
I'm big on Pillar. I'm excited about. I think I'm more excited about Amisago, but I'm really. I want to see Pillar release their wallet. I want to see I want to see Pillar move up because we really haven't gone past like the mid 30, mid 30 cents, 35
Right.
cents,
36
something like
cents.
that.
Yeah.
36. So,
Are they
that
releasing their
was,
wallet January?
I think February,
Oh, February. Okay.
I believe.
Sweet.
So, that was one of the ones that Cliff said, and it's hard for me to
Pushing
see right now.
pushing ETH prices.
It's hard for me to see right now, but hey, I'm not going to argue with the data. So,
Oh man.
I at least think it's going to go a lot higher than it is now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if their product that they put out is as user friendly as they say it's going to be, with all these new people coming in, you know what I mean? I can see how, a lot of people are going to be buying Pillar. So that's just my thought.
We talked about this. I'm excited most about EOS coming up this spring.
That I'm really excited about.
I'm excited about EOS, right? And we talked about this maybe a month or two ago, just off the record. I'm like, man, I'm concerned about how the hell these projects are going to run on Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say too much, but Cliff talks about this in his latest report, guys. So go out there, go to halfpasthuman.com and check out Cliff's latest report. What is it? Roaring 20s, right?
Yeah, Soaring 20s.
Soaring 20s. He talks about some stuff going on with Ethereum, and it backed up my thoughts, man. And I'm wondering, like, with projects like Pillar, even other ones, man, a lot of Amizago, like, are they going to be able to build off of the Ethereum platform and scale up to the, to where they need to and want to? That's my concern for 2018.
I can't see it happening. I don't see, these projects, if we have 13% of the population move into the space, we're going to see a lot of problems in the Ethereum network. So
this is why I tell people, you got to play chess, not checkers. In investing or whatever you want to call it, buying these cryptocurrencies and tokens, because you got to think 4 or 5 steps ahead. That's why I think Bitcoin Cash will surprise a lot of people, man. Bitcoin right now, Core, their transactions are going between $14 and $20, or no, $40. I've heard transaction fees, and we're, like you said, we're at 2% adoption. Imagine, 13% worldwide adoption in 2018. Bottlenecks are only going to get worse. So Lightning or Segwit, Lightning or whatever network won't be ready for another year with Core. They're really dragging their feet. So I'm not telling you no investment advice. I'm just kind of, trying to help you connect some dots at the least.
EOS, I forgot to mention that one. That's probably the one I am most excited about, because that's probably one of my biggest positions. And I really think that I just really like what they're doing, with being able to write decentralized applications in multiple languages through WebAssembly.
Yeah.
The scalability that EOS has, it's already successfully tested 50,000 transactions per second, but supposedly it's supposed to be scalable to
1 million, right?
1 million. That's insane.
And that's up there with Hashgraph. We didn't get a chance to talk about Hashgraph.
Yeah, what do you think? Still looking into Hashgraph a little more.
Okay. Yeah, Hashgraph is able, they're saying they're able to do 1 million transaction as well. So I think 2018 maybe /19ish is the year of the blockchain 2.0, if you want to call it. I'm gonna jump out there and say that right now. You guys hearing it here first. I think 2018 will be the year of, if you want to coin it, blockchain 2.0, where we see that evolution in blockchain technologies and projects and protocols. That's going to really take it. That's going to be the bridge and the gap for real life real world integration of blockchain on a worldwide basis or platform. That's kind of prediction, I should say, for 2018.
I think so. Yeah, by the end, by the middle, definitely later in the second half of the year, I think we're going to start seeing, some huge advancements in the technology, because let's face it, if this many people move into the space, it's not going to work if we don't make those advancements.
No, it's not. So, look at CryptoKitty.
Right. Exactly. That's one game.
It's one game.
And 1% of the population. So just imagine all these platforms that are launching.
Yeah. I heard Vitalik had like a little pouting episode. Yeah, he was gonna rage quit. Did you hear something about that?
No, maybe.
Yeah,
I might have.
I saw Omar Bam talk about it.
He I don't know. He said he got mad because people were talking about sharding and posting Lambo memes. He said basically, this is all crypto or blockchain is to people is Lambo memes and talking about sharding, then I'll just quit. Sharding. I said, I don't know who's talking about sharding, but I mean, I see a lot of Lambo memes.
Yeah, I see a lot of Lambo memes for sure.
But I mean, hey, that's the fun of it, man, because like, I'll put it this way, for somebody like me, I never really thought in my life that I was ever going to be able to afford a Lambo, and now it's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
Right.
It's cool to make Lambo memes. I'll make 10 of them a night.
Yeah, it doesn't mean people. I mean, doesn't mean people. It's just kind of the culture. That's the crypto culture. That's what it's been built off of. And I mean, come on, man. He's gotta take it easy, man. He's gotta calm down. Man. He's too serious, man.
Lighten up, bro.
Lighten up. Lighten up.
I don't know, but yeah. But I think 2018 is going to be a good year. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've got our podcast we're going to start doing, Block Party, ladies and gents. So look out for that. That's coming up. We got some wicked ass thumbnail that my man Eric TC is whipping up right now for us. So that's going to be exciting, man. We're going to have some nice guests on. We're going to bring a different flavor, not so uptight, and panties in a bunch. No, we're gonna be down to earth, have fun, just talk cryptos, life, and the advancement of our civilization with this blockchain stuff, man. So you guys look out for that for sure.
Definitely.
So that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching or listening. So happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.
And we out. Holla.
All right.